Hi, welcome to Tutor's Funny channel. Today I am going to teach you Python Django framework with Angular. Full stack development. How to make the full stack development with Django framework with Angular as a front-end development framework. The database we are connect with the MySQL. Let I show the demo first. So here this is the form. I'm going to register a new student. Here I'm going to add the new student. So you have to student name I'm going to enter as Peter, address India, fee I'm going to 40,000. Click save button. Student register successfully. Click OK here. Newly created student record will be added below. Now okay, this is table, database table. You will be able to see the table. Now if you want to edit the record, we have a edit button is there. So if you have click edit Peter record here, it's display. If you want to edit this Raja, click edit button here, it will be show up. Nira, if you show up here, click here, this one also show up. Now I'm going to add the record is Peter, click on the edit button. This is a row I'm going to edit, click here edit button Peter. Here address I'm going to make it as USA. Fee I'm going to change it as 50,000. Now click update button. At this time record is updated. Now you can see Peter USA 50,000. Record is updated successfully. Now I'm going to delete the record. There is a delete button. You can see the delete button is there. If you click the delete button, record has been deleted. Right. This is how the demo I will show you. This system how to make step by step will teach. Right. First, we have to go to the. I have already given this website link in my video description. You will be able to go to this documentation. So here Django. First, we have to install the Django information. First, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my G drive. Here I'm going to make the new folder. Here I'm going to get the folder Django projects. Right. Inside the folder, I'm going to make my Django projects. Right. Now here, type the command cmd. Open the command prompt. Here, inside this folder, I'm going to create my CRUD application. So, how to create the CRUD application? First, we have to install the Django project. So, how to install? You have to install the Django application in your machine. You type by the command pipe install Django. This is the version I'm going to install equal 3.% right. It installed successfully. Now we have created the project. Now I'm going to create the project. Right. So we have to, when you create the Django project, we have to give the name of the project. So I'm going to give the name school project. Okay. You can give any project name. Right. So I'm going to type Django admin start project. You have to create the name of the project school. I just give the name as school project. You can give any name of the project slash space here dot. Right. Okay, this is how we have created the project. Press enter key on your keyboard. Right. Now let's check on the folder structure here. Your project has been created. School project. This is a managed page. Here we have run the application. Here you can open it here. These are the file has been created. Right. Okay. Now what you're going to do is go back to a folder. Now let's run the project and check in Django. Right. So how to run the project? You have to using this following command: Python manage dot this extension run server. So this is a file we have to run it here. This is a file manage.p. Now I run the file. Now they given the URL. I just copy this URL, paste it over here, press enter key here. your Django project is congratulations. You will be able to see the welcome page. It's working perfectly in your machine. Right. Now let's move into our project. Right. Now we our Django configuration successfully. Now let's install the MySQL into our Django project. So how to install? Pipe install MySQL, py MySQL, right? So let's go. This is our running project. Just Control C. Press Control on the Control key down on your keyboard and Control C on your keyboard. Now I just stop the project. Now I'm going to type this command: pipe install py mean Python extension MySQL. Right. MySQL installation successfully. Now, if you have any problem with the here, this one they are telling to the release the Python something upgrade problem, the MySQL version some upgrade problem. You have running pipe install MySQL upgrade. Right, upgrade. Okay, MySQL. Right, MySQL upgrade. Right, run this command. Right, okay. Couldn't find the version, right? It's no problem. Okay, they are right. Okay, this new version is installed, right? That's no problem. Okay, right. You have to type this command: php pipe install MySQL update. Right. After that, let me create the virtual environment. Right, the virtual environment we have to create it in Python. So how to create the virtual environment? You have to type this by this command: Python /mvenv this is a file name. This is the folder name you have given. Okay, virtual environment, so that you have created the environment env. I just create. If you want, you can write it over here environment. Okay, you have to, I have written here short form of env. Press enter key on your keyboard. Right, you have to wait until the environment is created. Now it will be created. You can see. Now here what I'm going to do is, you can go to your folder structure. Here you can see there is an additional file has been created, which is a env. If you double click and open the folder, here you can see the script, lib, include. There are 3 different files are created. Inside, if you go to inside the script, there will be the activate. Here you have to activate the our virtual environment. Here you have to run this file. So how to run this file? You have to go inside this script. You go inside this script. So let's go to the script. So cd, you have to write the command cd. You have to go. Now we are in the Django project. Now we are go inside the Django project. So inside Django project we have a folder called env. That's folder we have go. Inside the env folder we have another folder which is a scripts. You have to go like this. Press enter key. Now we are in the folder where scripts. Here now we are in the scripts folder. Right, that's how you have got the script folder. Now I'm going to activate the file. So how to activate it is, you have to type the command which is activate. Right, now here it will be activated. If you are activated, you can see here env. Now we are running the project in the virtual environment. Here env. Now you can see, right? Perfect. Now I'm going to go back to this Django project. So out of back to the Django projects. Now you are in the scripts. Now here you are in the here. Your file project is created in the Django project. Right. Now you are in the script folder. Now I want to backward to your Django project here. So how to backward? So you have type cd here. Type this. You simply have to backward it. Here you're coming here. Now what I'm going to do is, here this is a virtual environment. Now we have set the virtual environment successfully. In the virtual environment, we didn't install the Django, right? So here already we installed Django. So after set the Django virtual environment, we didn't install. So we have to install the Django. So how to install the Django? You try the command type install Django. We have to specify the version 3 point. Okay, the same thing. Okay, right. Now you can see here your Django is now installing as a virtual environment. Okay, this is how we have to do the project. Okay, this is a structure. Okay, right. You have to all the packages get installed successfully. After that, we have to create the app. Okay, now I'm going to create the app. My Django project is created successfully. I'm going to create the app. So what I'm going to do is, we already here Django is installed. Here we have project is created, school project. Now here I'm going to create the app. So we have typed Python manage start app which name is student. I'm going to create as student. Press enter key on your keyboard. Right. Now it will be created. Right. Student app will be created. You can see here. Here student app is created. Now what I'm going to do is this project I'm going to open on the VS Code editor. I'm going to open on the VS Code. So how to open the VS Code editor? You have to go to the folders. This is your file structure. All the folder and file structure is there. Go here. So type cmd command. Otherwise, here already you have to. Here also we have to open code space dot. We have to open it over here. Now here your Visual Code Editor is open. All the files and folders open on the VS Code Editor successfully. If you are not download the VS Code Editor, you must download it. You go to the Google and type VS Code Editor downloads. You will be able to download the VS Code editor. Okay, here, right? This is a professional editor for writing the Django codes. Right, to Django, all the program code you will be able to write it. Right, perfect. Now you open successfully. Now, first what I'm going to do is this is your main project here, school project. Here, okay, so this is your here you have student app. This is inside the project we have created as a student app. Now the student app, you have to go here. You can see here app.php. So this is a configuration file. We have this app. We have to run it here. Student app we have to running. So we have to given into our we are setting the setting. We have to do it here as this project. So here inside the school project there is a setting.php. Here you have to go inside apps. Here what are the dependencies you are installed? You have to mention here. Okay, these are all dependencies and modules. Right. Now I'm going to install the. We have created the app module here. We have to configure here. So how to configure? First you have to write a folder name which is what is a student app dot apps dot here go over here. This apps student configure. The app name is which is student app. You have to give correctly what is the name. This is a folder name which is student app dot apps. This is the predefined one. Apps dot student app configure. Your student app configure are getting from where? Here this is apps file. Here this is the class. You have to mention. This is how the configuration running. That's the thing you have to write. After done the stuff, file save on. This is the thing here. You must do it. This is very must. Okay. The Django project is running now. This app. Okay. Now you are configuring what is the app you are creating. You are configuring into your main project, which is a school project here. You are configuring. Right. You are configured over here. Right. Now what I'm going to do is back to our documentation. We have configured successfully the settings.py. Settings.py means this one. Settings.this extension settings file. Right. Py means this is extension. This is a Python extension. Right. After done the stuff, let me create the models. Right. Models mean what are the fields you are going to create on the database. Okay. We have what are the fields you are going to create the database. Right. Now let's create the database first. Right. Here let's create the database first. If you are not installed the XAMPP server in your machine, you must install the XAMPP server. I already installed. Right. So we have to go to the XAMPP Download. Go and download this one. Okay, download and install in your machine. I already installed. So let's run the localhost phmyadmin. If you run it, it's our RAM dashboard is open. All the what are the database you have created, it all the things are so on. Now I'm going to create a new database, right? I'm going to create the new database, right? Okay, here I'm going to create the new databases. EBT. Okay, EBBT, right? This is the database I'm going to create. EBBT, right? Okay, whatever name you can create the database. I just create the name as EBBT, right? So if you want, I'm going to create as SMS. I'm going to create a database. It's simple. SMS. I'm going to create this because student management system, right? A school management system. I'm going to create as I just create as school management system SMS, right? Okay. Right. Now let's click create. My here the SMS. This my database is created. Student management systems, right? Okay. I just simply create the name. My database is created successfully. Now what I'm going to do is after that, my database created successfully, right? Now we have inside my database, which name is SMS. Inside the database, we have created the tables. So table, first table I'm going to create as students table. So we have created by the models. We have to import the models, right? So this model, just copy this file, these all things, back to my model section. Here inside the app, student app, there is a model files. So here we have to paste it. Okay, so if I write return and explain, it take too much of time to complete the project. Okay, so first you have a class. What's the class? Student. Okay, if you have a if you have 2 or 3 models, you have to create another models, which is a teachers and courses. Okay, you have to implement it like this. So here I have only one model, but this is student models.model. These are the fields available in our we are going to create. Okay, what are the fields reside on our students tables? Those are name, address, and fee. So we type name, address, and fee equal models. Char fields mean this is the data type you have to write. Char fields. The max length we have to import the max length, right? Max length. Address also we have to import the max length over here. Fee is a integer fields. Okay, so that we have to write as the integer fields. Okay, this is the data types. We have to write the database integer fields. These are the text, so we have to write as char fields, right? Okay, that's the thing here. After done the stuff, let's save it, right? Okay, we are successfully created the models. Right, now let's back to our documentation. Now let's here we have to import the cross. This one should be if you are connect with the front end or any of the third party, you have to connect it with. You have to enable that. You have to using the cross headers. So here, this one we have to enable it true. So because we have to install that. So back to my project, you have to install that. So you type the command, which is a pipe install Django cross headers, right? It is installed successfully. Okay, so you no need to install this all the things I already given. You just copy and paste and install it. Okay, then if you have any spelling mistake, it won't install. So that you just copy here all codes are given. You just copy and paste it over here. You have to install without a spelling mistake, right? After that, we have to install the REST framework as well. This also we have to copy this here. I just copy and paste it over here. Pipe install REST framework. This is we have to connect with the REST framework, RESTful API, right? So we have to import the particular dependency. So you have to import type pipe install Django REST framework. Press enter key. Right. This is also the installed. Right. Perfect. Right. Now, if you install, now we have installed 2 things. One is a cross that cross this one, this one. Second one is a REST framework. We have to add these dependencies. Okay, this dependency we have to add. So here, these 2 dependencies. So how to add these 2 dependencies? This I copy this one. We have to go to my settings. The setting we have, this is a very important file, the settings important file in Django. Here we have configured the database connection, and we have a dependency. If you have installed any new dependency, so all the things you have to configure over here, right? Now we have installed two different dependencies. One is a REST framework dependency as well as a cross. So we have to go, this is the install app. Here you have to define those here cross header. Another one is a REST framework. You have to do like this. Okay, professionally you have to do like this. Right. After that, we have a middleware as well. Here also this cross dependency, we have a given this one as well. The middleware we have to add it. Okay, then only we will be able to connect the front end framework. The front end framework means this is the RESTful API. You have to connect it as Angular or no, React or Vue.js or any other front-end framework. You have to enable these things. Cross-header, you have to enable this. Right. Perfect. Right. Okay, you have to get the code from here. Simple. Right. Okay. Right. Now after that, the settings, you have to enable these two things. Cross-origin, you have to enable these two lines. You just copy it. Cross-origin allow through. This one allow through. Back to my project structure. I just put it to below. That's it. Cross-origin allow through. We have to allow through. Then we will be connected with this project. Any other frontend. This is the backend in Django. Django is a backend framework. If you are wish to connect with any front-end framework, if you have all the things, if you make it true, you will be able to connect with any other front-end framework. These are the changes you must do it. Okay, this is very must. Okay, you have to do it. Okay, connect with RESTful framework. Right. Now let's back to the project. Now I'm going to do the another thing is the serialization. Serializer. You have to create the serializer. So I'm going to create the serializer. Here, select our. I'm going to serializer file. I'm going to create inside the student app. Okay, student app. You have to serializer. Select this one. Right click, new file. Here I'm going to paste this one, serializer. Right. Okay. Here, this following code I'm going to paste it. Here, the complete this model I'm going to serialize. This model you have to serialize. Here, you have to serialize. Students. Here, students app dot models. This models import student. This is all the class model class. Okay. Here I'm going to serialize. Okay. You have to serialize. All the fields you are given, if it is all, so all the fields, what are the fields are there, these are all the fields I'm going to serialize. Okay, you have to serialize, you have to make the serializer class serializer. First you have to import, where you have to tell them, first you have to import the REST framework serializer. After that, from student app, this is student app folder. Inside the folder we have a models files, import models. Inside the model, what are the class? Student class. You have to tell them here student class student serializer model serializer. You have to, this is a model which is a student. Here this is a model class which is student. You have to specify over here. That's it. That's the thing you have to do it. Right. Now let's back to project. Now we have done the things. Now let's configure that. Let's establish a connection to MySQL database. We already created the MySQL database. We already installed the MySQL database. Now what I'm going to do is we have to make the database connection. So we have to we have to type this URL. So you have to type this code. Okay, pipe install dj database URL. I just copy this line back here, paste it here. Pipe install dj database URL. Right? What is the meaning of this database URL? I'll be explaining. Don't worry about this. Press enter key on your keyboard. Now it will be here. It will be installed successfully. After that, you have to, this one also you have to install pipe install MySQL client. Right? In order to establish the database connection between Django and MySQL. Right? Pipe install MySQL client. Press enter key on your keyboard. Now here it also connected successfully. Now these two lines I'll be explaining it. Don't worry. This if you are not install this DJ database URL, you are unable to establish a database connection. Okay, these two things are must, right? So you just copy it. I back to my project settings. Here we all the database configuration and dependency configuration. All things are do by one file, which is settings. Okay, settings, right? So here you can see there is a separate area in the settings file. There is a database. Here, if you want to connect with the PostgreSQL, you have to make the connection here. If it is a MongoDB, you have to make the relationship over here, right? Now at the moment we are using the MySQL. So here I already explained the MySQL URL over here, right? Here this we already installed. So you already import DJ database URL, right? So here we already installed. So now you have to import DJ database URL. After that, database default, you have to write DJ URL.path. Here you have to give the path where your database is resided. So my database is resided where localhost server. So you write like this in Django. You have given MySQL /cat root at localhost / this is your database, which name, what is the database I have created? SMS. You have to give the database name, what is the database created. If you have created a different database over here, you have to given what is the database created over here. I have created SMS, so that I have given here SMS. If you have created a different database, you have given the name, what's the name you have created. That's it. Now let's file save out. I hope you understand the things. This is how we have established a database connection in between Django and MySQL. Right. Perfect. Right. Now let's back to our project documentation. Now let's run the migration command in order to create the database table. So we have to run this command. Okay, so you have run this command to create this one. So you write Python managed by make migration. Okay, so here this Python manage all the things are there here in this file. Okay, if you want to run the project, you have to type this file name. Okay, when you migrate the tables, all the things are, you have to write this Python migrate manage. Here make migration. Press enter key on your keyboard. Right. Here it will be created successfully. Here it will be created successfully student model. Here you can see here. Now after that you have to run the command Python manage migrate. Now if you run this command Python manage migrate, press enter key. Now here all your database table, all the things are created successfully. Now let's go here. Here there's no tables are there. After you run the migration command, you are tested here. All the things are created. Here this is your table. Okay, here this table has been created successfully. Right. Now what I'm going to do is your table has been created successfully. All the things are there. Now here there is another thing, a view. Okay, right. So that I just copy this line. I have to explain. Don't worry. The simple code. Okay, here go to the here inside the app. We no need to create the file. Here the view.py. Here I'm going to create this code. Don't worry. Right. Now here we are accessing the RESTful API. So all the things we are made by the JSON response. So we already installed the which one? So we have installed the REST framework. So we have installed the REST framework successfully. Here I told how to install REST framework here by typing this command. So the REST framework we installed, you have to write these lines. Okay, REST framework parse JSON parser, we have to write lines. HTTP response, right? So after that we have to write from student to the student app, yes, serializers. Serializer, import the student serializer. Okay, student serializer, you can import serializer. After that you have to write student app dot models. Tab is the models, a student model. Okay, this is a student model, right? So here what I did here so far, when you are add the record or view the record, so edit the record or delete the record, we are communicated with the database via the models. So where are the models? This is a model. So you have to communicate with the models. So we have to given the path where your models and serializer is resided. So you are given, you have to establish here over here, right? After that, we have tried the create the function student API, right? Okay, we have to API request. So here you can see this one should be if you want to get the records, you have to view the records. We have to use the get method, right? Get method. We have create the variable student. This is the student model. The student model. Where's the student model? This is student model. Okay, so models student model. So that we have to create the model student model. Object all mean you have to get all the data from the student model. Okay, what is the data you are saved over here? We have retrieved all the data and we are assigning over here, right? After that, we have write the student variables. Student, we have create another variable serializer. Student serializer, we have written here student serializer, right? After that, we have to get the this all the data we have to load it, right? We have to load it over here and we have to load it and we have to get the response response as a JSON format. So we get the response as a JSON response. Okay, here we have load from the we have to call it here and student is a pass it here, right? We have to get all the data. Okay, here what I did here is student mean this is a student model. This is a model is a part we are communicating with the database and get the data. We have to fetch the data from the database and pass into this variable. After that, we have to create the variable which is a student serializer. We have serialized all the values. So serialize the values. So here try the serializer class. You have to already define the serializer class over here. You have to serialize it. Okay, serialize. And this what is the data you are getting? You are passing here. This data it will be serialized to assign to the variable student serializer. After that, you return the response as a JSON response. So you have to pass it over here. It will be when you are type on the particular URL get if your action is get it will be your data all the data will be formatted as a JSON response format, right? The same thing you have to over here. If you are going to save the record, the method should be post. So this is all the same thing. You have to get the variable student data. This is also the JSON format. You have to type on the JSON format, JSON parser, JSON format. Here also, when you save the data also, we have to write as a serialize. Here also serialize, what is the data you're typing, it's putting it serialize, right? This all things valid. Okay, it will be checked. It's valid. Here there is a student serializer. There is a predefined method called save. After that, the record will be saved. It will be uh, show the text as a JSON. So here written as JSON response record added. That's all. The same thing. Right? If there are any problem here, failed student record added failed. And that's it. Okay, right. After that, you can see another thing is put student data. This one, when you update the record, it will work the put method. Right. So here you can see here the same thing like add data. Here also we have set all the things as well, right? So along with the ID, what's the record you are going to add? You get sorry edit. You have to get the particular row ID. So here get the ID and edit the record, right? So if there are any problem, it will be throw the error failed to update. But the delete also we have to get the ID of the particular row and there will be the function which is a delete. It will be deleted, right? All things we have set the deleted, right? So update the add record, save record, and update record. The save method only the save method. The existing record we are going to change again so that the save method will be work. The delete also they are the record delete, right? Okay, okay. This is how we are working the things. Perfect, right? This one should be the get data, post data, edit data, and delete data. Now let's go back to our URL access. Here we are going to the handling with the URL management, so which is the routes, right? So routes also here we have to move these files. We don't need them. These all things are removed. Now here I'm going to and these routes. The routes, right? Right. Okay. So here this is the route. So here right from student app, this is student app views, right? So URL students, your type student view, student API, here we have write like this. If you write like this, you will be able to edit the record and update the record and delete the record. All things it will be manage these routes. Okay, this URL. So you have to write like this. Okay, right. Now let's check whether it's working fine or not. Right. So let's run the command to let's run the command. So how to run the command? You write like this: Python manage server. Right. So you write the command to run the app and check whether it's working fine or not. Right. Let's check. Python manage. Keep in your mind. Right. Run server. Okay. These are all the things. Okay. If you want to if you want to be a good Python developer, you have to remember this command how to run the Django project. So Python manage run server, right? Press enter key on your keyboard. I'm getting one error. What is the error? Wait, I think I didn't save the project or something. All the things saved. Now here you got the error. You have one single quotation. You have to mark it here. I have closed it the single quotation. That's the error. Okay. If you are getting any error, you must read it here. It will be clearly explained where the error is coming from. Here Django Serializer means this is the file. Here this is the line you are getting here. This is a line. They are clearly explained. Now you have to easily solve there. Right. Now let's file save all. Now again you have to run that. Okay. So let's. Right, now let's reload it. Control C. You have to press Control C. So you have to stop the app and you have to reload it again. Here now it's working successfully. Like just this is your this API, right? So just copy it. I'm going to start my post. If you are not to install the Postman in your computer, you must install the Postman. Okay, where you tested the APIs, right? So this is the best tool for testing the APIs. Right now I'm going to this is the API. Right now I'm going to test it. Right, so I'm going to again add it here. This is I'm going to test it over here. Right, this is the this is the URL you are getting right here. Once you run, you are getting here. This is the URL. Right now here you can see, go to your project. You can go your URL. If the URL is coming student, you write student. The URL is coming student. Send. There's no data. We haven't added any data, so that the student is blank. So if you go back to our database and check it, students table, nothing. So I'm going to add the data. So you have to write a post request. So you have to go to the body. You have to add the data. So we have to form data. Sorry, body you have to write the row. You have to write the data. Right. So here, this how we have to add the data. So here, you write JSON format. Open bracket and close bracket. You have to write what are the fields are there. You have to add the particular fields. So what are the fields? You have tested here some model. So you have to write name, address, and fee. Okay, so these are the database fields. So you have to write inside the double quotation mark. You have to write name, address, and fee. You have to write like this: colon your values. What is the value you are going to insert? So I'm going to insert the values. Name I'm going to insert as John. Address India, age 35. Right, you have to select this one. Okay, here if you defaultly come as none, your select as a row, then only you are getting here. This one I am writing. Very simple, you are writing here. So if you want to write here, open close bracket, simply you write name, colon, you write John. Okay, right, you write like this, simple. Okay, right. If you are writing in string, take too much of time. That's why I just copy and paste. You are write how to write. I just explain. Right now, if you are send record error. If you go and back to your database and check it, here record error successful. It's working perfectly well. Now it's working perfectly well. Right now, if you want to view the records, so how to view the records? How to view the records? We have to, if you add the records, you have to work this post request. If you get the records, you have to write a get request. So you have to get. So get send here. What is the record you added? you are getting this. So you have entered that the another records will be checked. Peter, India, 45 J, sorry, 400. This is a fee. You have set the fee. Recorded successfully. Get method here. Now we have two records added. One is a Peter, another is a John. Now I'm going to go to edit the record. So how to edit the record? We have to write a slash. What's the ID? I'm going to add the record to Peter. So to Peter, to write James. India, I'm going to make it as USA. That's it. This is one should be you make sure this is a put request. So when you update the record, make sure this is a put request. When you delete, this delete request. So you have to make the method. You have to carefully. You have, okay, right? You have to make it as when you edit the record, you have to change it as a put. Right. Record updated successfully. Now let's back to get. Check it. Here, Peter James. It's USA. It's successfully changed. It's successfully changed. Now I wish to delete the record. So I'm going to wish to delete the record as John. So how to delete the record? You have to select as delete /1, which is John. Click send. Record deleted successfully. Now we have to check it. Get. We have only one record left, right? This how we have to. Now let's check the database as well. Here only one record left, right? Now this how we have make the CRUD application using RESTful API as Django and MySQL. I hope you guys you understood things well. If you love my channel, please subscribe me, like me. Thank you for watching. We successfully complete the backend part. Now let me start at the front end, right? So we have tested through the Postman. Our backend is working perfectly, right? Now let's start with the front end, which is an Angular, right? So first we have to install the Angular. So how to install the Angular? So here the installing, this is the command which we can install the Angular. So you just go to the respective website. So here if you want to know more thing about the Angular, so you go to that particular website of Angular. So here they mention how to install the Angular CLI, right? This how to create the new app. This all things they are mentioned, right? Now let me start, right? Now let's go to our documentation, right? Now what I'm going to do is now first I'm going to install the Angular as a front end, right? This is our backend Django. This is our project we have created. Now here in this folder I'm going to create the front end. So here I'm going to type cmd. Here first I'm going to configure the Angular. So first you have to run this command npm install g at CLI. This is a command. Copy. Just copy it, paste it here. Press enter key on your keyboard. You have to wait until all the things are configured. Angular CLI configured successfully. Now I'm going to create the new app. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a command. So let's go here. This is the you have to use ng new my project. This is how we have created the new app. So we are using here ng new frontend. So here I'm going to use this as a frontend, right? So you have type here as ng new frontend. This is our front end part. So you have to write front end. Front end. You have to write front end. Okay, front end. Press enter key on your keyboard. You have to wait until your front end application. So yes, here you have to select as SCSS. Okay, you have to select as SCSS. You have to get the help of your up and down arrow. You have to select this one and press enter key on your keyboard. Here you all your Angular packages get installed. You have to wait until all the process will be completed. Now you can see the Angular packages installed successfully. Now what I'm going to do is here you have to run the project. So here how to run they mention. So cd, what is the app you are created? Here this is the example they are given. If you are create the new app, you have type new your app name. After create the app name, you have to cd your change directory. You have to go inside this project. Okay, you have to whatever project you have created. After that, you have to run the command ng serve, right? So I am also here mentioned here, right? You have to run the command ng serve. So how to run the command? You have to go to the what is the app you are installing? This one. If you go to the folder here, you go here. So Frontend. So cd frontend. Press enter key. Now you are in the frontend here. Right? Now here we have to run the project. So I'm going to run it. What's the command? You type ng serve. So type the command ng serve. Press enter key on your keyboard. So you have to wait until the all the things are configured, right? You have all the port configure, you have to wait. Right. Yes. Now you can see Django runs successfully. The Angular runs successfully. This is a port. So here, this port, you have to copy this one. You have to paste it over here. Press enter key on your keyboard. Here, it's working successfully. This is the default page of Angular welcome page. Now I'm going to go to create a new component. So now I'm going to go to create a new component. So go over here. This is your project. Okay, Frontend. Present it. I am going to open the new CMD, and you have to open another CMD. You type over here. Here I am going to. So you open here. Make sure here this folder. This is your front end. Okay, this is all the backend. The front end folder. You have to open CMD. You type over here as. You have to open. We have to write here. Here you have to create a new component ng. Your component name, which is a generate C the component name. Component name I am going to create here as cred. I just created cred. Okay, whatever name you can give. You have to create the name as component cred. Student you can give. Okay, whatever name. I just give as cred. Press enter key on your keyboard. Now wait until the component has been created. Now you can see all the component has been created successfully. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the all the Angular projects in my VS Code editor. So code space dot. All the project will be open on our VS Code editor. You will be able to see. Now here, now what I'm going to do is here, I'm going to make some, right. Okay. Now first you can see here, this is the folder structure of Angular. So if you go inside the src folder, index.html. This is a single page application. How the Angular runs. Okay, first you have to explain how the Angular runs. This is the app root. Okay, this is the app root. The app root is available here. You can see the app folder. App folder. Here you can see this is the HTML, app component HTML and CSS. What is the design is there? Okay, this is HTML design. This is CSS. Okay, so what is the design is there? So it will be there's another important folder which is a app component TS. It is calling the app root. This app root is calling the app root, right? So app root, if you are calling to here, it will be running. Okay, whatever your all the design should be made in app component HTML. So we have to give this app root. Okay, so this is app root. This is the if you have created a component, these 5 files are generated. TSS, HTML, these all the things. So I already created a new component here. You can see there's a folder which will be created newly. Create cred. Inside the folder we have created the relevant files. These 4 files are created. TS, SPCSTS, SCSS, and HTML. Okay, this is writing the HTML code, CSS code. This is we no need. This is the TS. This is we are logic. We are writing the programming codes here. Right. Now let me start the system. Right. Go to the documentation. Right. Okay. Right. Now what I'm going to do is here we have add the bootstrap styles. So how to add the bootstrap? Second step, we have to add the bootstrap style. So how to add the bootstrap style? Okay, we have to how to add the bootstrap style. We have to add the bootstrap style. So this is bootstrap style. We have to go to the side bootstrap official side. We'll go to the bootstrap official side. Go to get this one. This is style. You just copy this one back to my project. This is my project. Okay, this is my project. Go to the index.html. Inside here we have to paste it. Here I have mentioned it, my documentation also. Okay, index.html, you have to paste it, whatever you copied. This is index.html. So here you have a add inside the add tag. You have to paste inside the add tag. Okay, so I have mentioned here the documentation. Add the bootstrap styles, you have to call it inside the add tag. You have to mention it here. Right. After that, we have another important file which is the add modules. App modules.tss. Here, what are the things we have needed here is add these following models inside the app modules.tss. Form modules and HTTP client module. Okay, here when you are making the CRUD application, when you register the your new record, okay, so we have to add the form modules. So it will be communicated in the RESTful API. There is another module which is the HTTP client module. Okay, so then only the RESTful API request will be working here, HTTP client module. So we have to add both form module as well as HTTP client module. We have to add both. Right. So how to add both? We'll see. These two things I just copied back here. Go to mud here, the main file, our app module.tss. This is the file. Here you can see here inside the app folder, you can have a app component, these all things. Here you can see app modules.ts. Here this is the main file. So here inside that imports, comma, you have to add both. Okay, this is if you add it take error. Click on this here. There is a bulb symbol. Click on. It asks that this import this class. Here this class is imported. You get it here, right? Okay, the class is imported. Now here there is another thing is HTTP client model show the error. So here this one defaultly the where it will resided it won't show. Here it's not showing. So what you are going to do is here I just give the path. This is the path where it will be resided. Okay, so I will add it here. I given in this path in my website. You can get it here. This one. This is a path where your Angular. Your HTTP client model is decided. Import HTTP client from Angular common HTML. It's decided there, right? Now the error go away. Okay, that's the thing you have to do it. This is a form module. It will be there. It will be shown on the bulb symbol. Here the HTTP client model. Some machines it show no problem. My Visual Code is it's not show the editor. This one, this class. Okay, so I just copy the path and I'll be put it here. Okay, right? This one you can just copy and paste it. It will be perfect fine. Perfect. Right. Now what I'm going to do is I just go first. Here this is the welcome page of Angular program. Right. So this is coming from where app component here. This instead of that I'm going to display as a hello world. So how to display as hello world? Just this all the source code. I just get rid of this all the source code. Over here only keep route outlet. Other things I just get rid of this all the code. Here I'm going to write it here as HT inside that tag header tag hello. Right, hello. Just save all, back it here. Now you can check. Now you can see the hello world is display. Hello, this hello world is display. Right, now you can see this is the main HTML file. Okay, only the things you have to do it. Right, now here I'm going to make the form design. I'm going to make the form design. Right, so form design, you just go to the if you want to make the form, you no need to write. Okay, you just go here, you just type bootstrap form design. You will be getting online many designs, templates, design. Okay, you can get it many form design templates. Okay, you just copy and paste it, and you can modify them, right? Okay, here this is a code, this is a form design, this is a code, right? You just copy and modify it, whatever field you need, whatever field you no need, all things you can modify, right? Just go here, go to here. Now what I'm going to do is, I already done it, so go over here. This is a component, this is a component, right? I just copy these lines, I'll be explained, don't worry, right? I paste it over here, right? Now this is the simple, I have paste two things. One is a form design, this simple HTML form design, right? The simple HTML form design. Another thing is simple HTML table design. Table design also, you just go to Google and search it, bootstrap table design, table design. I'm getting from here, right? I just getting from here, right? If you are writing this code, all the codes, it take too much of time to complete, so I just getting from here as well. Here, now what I did here is, you can see here, this is simple bootstrap forms. Okay, this is a div tag, start it here, div tag is close it here. This is a form tag. You can see this ID, HTML ID, student registration. After that, you have a card. This is a bootstrap card. Okay, it's card tag, started here, close it here. After that, we have a, inside the card, we have to return a small form. This form consists of three fields: name, student name, address, and we have to return as a fee. There are three fields. Okay, so the name field, we have one text field, and address text field, and fee text field, right? Now this is a simple form design, right? So you can adjust this one, we have to remove it, I will explain it, right? Now what I'm doing here is, now what I'm going to do is, right, this simple HTML design, right? So we have a two buttons, one is a save button, another thing is a update buttons. It has one on click method. Okay, if you have clicked the save button, it goes to this function. When you click update button, it goes to this particular function. Okay, these are the simple design of HTML form. I hope you understand the things. Right, now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go to the, right, sorry, here we have to make this one as here. Instead of that, this simple design, I just cut off this line. Okay, if I, instead of that, we have to paste it here. Here I already created the component.html.cs here. We have to put it here because this is easy. So here you can see this is a main file. Okay, this is a main file. I just tested the Dowload. Instead of that, this is all the source code. I already created and the new component, which is create component.html. Here I paste it. This component I have to call it here. Okay, then it will be run. So let me test it to whether it's working fine or not. I just this code, I just remove it, this HTML. Let's check it. This function also, we just remove this one. Right. Let's check it. You can check whether it's working fine or not, right? The thread, we will call it here. How to call it here? The CRED component.ts. Here we have an app root here, app CRED. You just copy this line, go over here, you have to paste here, CRED. Right. Save all, back it here. Here the small design will be there, right? Small design. When you do the programming, you know, don't have to write the code over here. Okay, you have to create the separate component like this, right? So that particular component, this app to this app CRED, this one we have to call it here main page. Then it will be run. This is the efficient way to do the programming, right? Now what I'm going to do is, you have to go over here, right? Now here I'm going to do the things, right? Now first go to my CRED component.ts. Inside here I'm going to create some variables. So you just go here, CRED component.ts. Here I'm going to create these three things, right? I just copied and pasted it instead of that, right? Now here to create the first array, student array, any, we have to write the array. So this one we have to need for loading the records. Loading records means when you load the records to the table, you have to get the records from the database and load it. You have to, that's the purpose, you have to create the array. So you have to write student array, whatever name you can create array, student array. So any, this array type you have to pass it here. It's a blank array here. Right. Now here we have load the records. If the record is blank, it will be blank. The array will be blank is row. If there is record, it will be displayed to the table. Right. After that, we have to create the variables, name, address, and fee. The same thing here. We have backend also. We have created the same thing. Okay. Here the models, your backend, your name, address. The same thing have created the variable, your name, address, and fee. Here, this how we have created the data type is the Angular. Name, string, blank, address, string, you have to write like this. This one, fee, number. You have to if you are declaring the variable, you have created the variable, look like this way. This is the way we have created the variables. Right. Now, after that, we have a current ID. This is why we are creating this ID with the purpose. When you are edit the record, we have to do this. We have to create a separate variable current ID. Okay, right? So this is how we have to create the variable. We have equal double quotation mark. Right? That's it. This is how we have to create the variable of Angular. Right. Right. Now we have already created the variable. Now let's go to the form. This is a form. Now what I'm going to do is here in Angular, you can see this is a standard, right? So here we have a write the ng model name. Okay, what is the name you are typing on the text field here? What is the name you are typing on this particular text field here? John. The John will be stored in this ng model. Okay, whatever name you are typing, the John. What is the value you are typing? John. John will be stored in this model, ng model. John will be stored over here. Right. After that, what's the address you are typing on this text field? What's the address you are text typing? It will be stored the ng model, particular ng model. You have to type here ng model. Here we have to make it as a true. Right. The same thing you have to create it over, copy, paste it over. This one should be address. Okay, whatever variable you have created, you have to give it here. Fee, right? Address. Third one, fee. Okay, right. If you write like this, what is the value you are typing? It's stored in these variables, ng models. These are the values will be stored in Angular programming. Okay. Now when you are click save button, it's coming here. The logic. This is the logic. Okay. It will be stored in this particular variables. Right. What a value you are typing. Right. Perfect. Now what I'm going to do is we have done so far. Right. Now I'm going to do the add the record into the database. So how to add the records? So let's go here. We have on click method save records. Right now here this one I'm going to implement it here. Where this is how we have created two different buttons. One is save and this is save, another one is update. So here save, we have it here. But a one click method, but it's a save records. Okay, when you type the name, address, and fee, click save button. It goes to the function which it goes to the respective function which is a save records, right? So save records, it take the values and add the records into the database. So this so what I'm going to do is we have to create the separate function save records like this. Just copy it. Go to the TS file. Here the logic. Okay, this is a form. This is simply they are implemented. Here you are click save button. It goes to the TS. Here where it will be save the records, right? It goes to the particular function save records. Open the bracket and close bracket. Here take the values. These are the values coming from your form. Here this form values. Okay, what is the value you are typing here on name, address, and fee? It will be coming here. Name, address, and fee. This is the data, the API fields. Here this the API. This is how we have set the API. Name, address, and fee. It will be stored into our database. Okay. The same thing like a postman. Postman also we have check it like this here. Name, address, and fee. Okay, you can see I already show you this one when I going to add the record. So how the add records works, which is a post method, right? The post method. Okay, right here the same thing. Here also this is the API. This is the form records. Okay, here HTTP. This is a post request. We have to add the API. Which API we have to add the records? We have tested through the postman. This is the API. You just copy it. Here we have to paste it. We already pasted here. This one. Okay. After the body data. So this is the data you are coming. This all things data is coming here. It is calling here. After it's subscribed. It will subscribe until your data is added to your database. Okay, right? Result. This result, it will be what is the result you added. Getting here, it is if the record is added successfully, you have to there will be student registered successfully message will be displayed. Right? That's the thing we have did it so far. Perfect. Now what I'm going to do is here what is the error HTTP. So the HTTP, what I'm doing here is we have to add another fields which is a constructor. We have to add one constructor. Okay, you have to write constructor private HTTP client. So here this constructor modules we have to implement it. Then the RESTful API is working. You have to add it here, this package. Reside on that package. It is working. Why this? You have to add it here above. Not the save function. It is save function. It's not a save function. It's not added into the inside the save function. Okay, not here. You don't add it inside the save function. Outside the save function, you have to call the constructor. Right now, here we have to comment it this one. This get student all students. We didn't do the student retrieve part. Only the we done so far the adding part. Okay, right. Now I hope how to add the records you have a good idea. Now let's go to talk about the how to view the records. Now let's talk about the how to view the records. So what I'm going to do is go to the CRED component.html. Here I'm going to go to we have to view the records. So we have to get students. So here you have to go to the TS file. This is the save records, open and close it here. Here you have to get the separate in the function which is a get students, open bracket and close brackets. Get the records. Here the simple code here we not have a that much of a code here. The simple code, this HTTP, this is a get method. If we are at the record, there's a post method. If you are retrieve the record from the database, there's a get method. Right? So here we are tested to the postman like this. Here it's a get record. It is coming here accordingly. Right? So let's before run the front end, first you have to run the backend. So backend, here there's another terminal. So here also the terminal is available. Here also you can run the code. Okay, you have to run the code here. You have already something right. Okay, you have to go here. I'm going to run the code. Right, so how to run the Django code? I already Django how to run the project backend. I already show Python manage dot. This is not error. Okay, this is not error. Okay, I just wrongly typed some command. That's why it display. Python manage py is the extension run server. Press enter key on your keyboard. It generate manage Python manage what's the error? Server. Right now here it's working successfully. Here it's working successfully. Now you'll be able to check it whether it's working fine or not. Right, so here if you want to check it, you'll be able to check here. You'll be able to check it here if you are get the record. So if you are click on here it's working. And if you are at the new record here also post the record here Raja, click it, record added successfully. Right, so if you get the record, it's working. Raja is added. Right, now these all things are done by our front end. Right, so we first you must run the backend. Right, after that you have to run the front end. Right, now let's this is get all students. Now what I'm going to do is here this is the API. We have to get all the student data. So this API, what's the method? Get method. So you have to write like this. So you have to write the API, the same API you have written here. Okay, you have to just, you don't write it the API, just copy this API and paste it over here. I already copied and pasted it here. You have to paste it, paste it. This is this HTTP get request. You have to get all the records from the database, right? This is passing to where this is the form. Okay, so here we already written the student array. Okay, this is the array. Okay, this is the array we have to pass in the records. Okay, this is a blank array at the moment. Now when you fetch the data is available here. This all the data will be fetching. This all the data will be coming to the result data. The result data we are passing to array, student array. This array we have to call into the table. So table is where we are going to add the passing to the table. You go to the respective HTML. Here I'm going to type the table. So table, how to get the table? Should go to here. Right, this table. Right. Here first we have this is the simple bootstrap table. Div tag, started, close it. This is the heading. We have to write a simple container. Inside the container we have a table heading, student table. This is a simple table. This is a bootstrap table. Okay. Here I just copy the bootstrap table from the respective websites, right? Here I modify the name, this table ID, name, address, and fee. This is the option. Option means when you're going to add the records and edit the records. Okay, we have a two option. When you edit the record and delete the record, we have a two choices. Right. Now here we are right here. T body. Inside the T body, this is the heading. Inside the T body, we have to display the data. We fetch the data from the database. We have to fetch into the T body. T body, we have a TR tag. TR tag means this is nothing but table row. Right? This is nothing but table row. Here in Angular, we have a ng4. ng4 nothing but a for loop. Okay, nothing but a for loop. Right? For loop. Here you can see student array. What is the meaning of student array? I already explained. Okay, we have get the records, result data. You are passing to the student array. This record should be resided in this student data. It will be passing the student array. Now we are calling the student array here. After that, we have to create the variable let student item of student array. So all the records are coming in the student array. If you are passing one by one student item, okay, student item is a collection. We are passing. We have write the first column. Its name should be displayed. This is address and fee. Okay, right? That's how the record should become displayed. Right, in the database table we have ID and name and address. Okay, so we have getting the, if you want you can put it the ID as well. So I only put three columns, the name, address, and fee. Okay, so one by one we have getting. Right. Okay, that's the thing we have did it so far. Right, this is how we have did it so far. Right. After that, what I'm going to do is the things. This is our records. Here we have a set update and set update. Right, the just thing is we have to update the record. So we have to go to the TS file. This is the get student. You have to update student. Right. Now what I did here is we have function which is a set update. Right. So what I did so far, when the record is loaded into the particular table, there is an edit button and delete button. Right. When you click the particular row with this row record want to edit, you click on the particular row, click edit button, it comes to here. It's setting to the form of this name, address, and fee. These are the forms along with the ID, current ID. So when you click this edit button, this all the form should be, this all form data, this all the database record should be set into the form like this, right? So it's coming here, set update. So here like this, you are mentioned here. When you click edit button, it coming to the set update function. If you are calling the set items, this is set times available, all the things collection. The name should be there, address should be there, field should be there, ID should be there. it's coming here, right? It's passing to the respective form. It will be display the forms. Okay. Now after that, if you make the changes on the form, after that, if you click update button, record need to be updated. So we have another function is update record. So I just go back to my HTML. Here, what I did here is we have select the click button, click equal here update, right? So this is the update button. When you click the update button, what happens is here the same thing. Go to the TS file. Here the same thing. Here get the ID. What's the ID coming? The same like a name, address, and fee. But out the save the record the same like this. The save record will be mean we are adding the new record into the database. The update mean the existing records. What is the existing records are there on the database? We are editing the existing record. So after editing the existing record, we have get the help of the particular primary key, the ID. So what is the ID are coming here? This ID should be passed. This ID is getting here. What is the row ID? Get the row ID and update the record. So update the record. You can see the API, how the API works. We already show. It's a put method. Put method here slash ID. Here slash what's the ID you are typing? The same thing here. Here also we have written. Okay. Slash what's the ID is the current ID. We are passing here. So body data. This is the data we are editing. Name we are editing. We will be able to edit. Address we will be able to edit. Fee we will be able to edit. That's the stuff we have to edit. After that, it will be subscribed until the data updating. Right? After the data is updated, we pass the message as the register is updated. After that, we have to clear all the fields. Name field, we have to clear the text field, all the record we need to be clear. Okay. Name clear, address clear, and fee clear. At the moment, the table should be refreshed again. So this dot we have to get to all student data. The table should be reloaded again. That's why we have update the records. Right. Now we have another one things that's delete record. After that, we will be checking the programming. Let's back to our delete section. Simple delete section. We have to copy, paste it over here. Right. Delete record. Delete. We have another function we have created here. The form function. We have a delete. Okay, delete. Okay, when you click the delete button, it goes to delete function. Get this collection and go here. Okay. This is the delete API. So it will be tested here. We have a delete, get the ID and delete the record. So we have this is the HTTP delete, the delete method. This is the delete part. Okay, delete slash get the ID and delete the records. Until the records deleted, it will be subscribed. Okay. So after delete the record, we get the message as student deleted. After stable reloaded. This is stuff will be deleted. Okay, that's it. That's the thing we have to do it. Right, now let's test that whether all the things are working. Okay, so let's save all. This program is save all. Now let's check it. Okay, first you have to go to your backend. You have to run first your backend. Okay, because your server is your backend server is running only. You can track the data from the database. You have to pass the data from the database. So add the data from the to the database. Okay, if your Django server is not working, you can't do anything else. Right now it's working. Now let's check whether it's working fine. Right. Now I'm going to go to here. Go here. Now here we can't see any records. The problem is here. We go back to our Angular. So go to the TS file. Here you can see here the constructor. We have to when the project is running, we have to call the records that get request is calling. Okay, that then only the record is loaded from the record is loaded. So what I'm going to do is this get method is calling here this dot get student. Okay, what are the data you added, it will be shown to the table. That's how we have calling here. Right. So this one also after add the records we have to reload the table. After that, after add the records, we have to clear the records. So after clear the records, we have this one. of the records, we have to clear the form. So we have to this name, this address and fee. It will be clear. Okay, here what's the value, your name, address and phone number, there it will be clear. If you are called clear, right? Now let's back to our here. Now here it's working perfectly well. What's the record here? The record is there, it will be perfectly well. Right. Now I'm going to go to add the new record. So how to add the record? I'm going to add the new record as John. Address India. Fee. I'm going to address 34,000. Hit save button. Student register successfully. Click OK. Here the newly added record will be shown here. Here after add the record, the table, the form has been cleared. Right. Now I wish to edit the record of John. Click edit button. Here if you want to edit the Raja here, click Raja here. If you click Nira, click here. The editable record will be shown here. You will be able to edit the record. Now I'm going to edit the record as John instead of India. Right, USA goes fee. I'm going to 40,000. Now the click update button. Record has been updated. Here it is updated successfully. Now you understand the things, right? Now we have to delete the record. So there is a button delete. If you click the delete button, click OK here. The particular row has been deleted. Okay. Now the CRUD operation of the Django full stack development with Angular is working fine. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. If you love my channel, please subscribe me, like me. Thank you for watching.